Welcome to the Sentai Podcast with your hosts Sam and Jay. We're here to discuss our favorite anime, interview industry figures, and a whole lot more. Visit sentai.com/podcast to see what we're all about. Today we're talking with Kelly Sheridan from Nana.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Sentai Podcast. My name is Sam. So happy to be here today. Today with us, we have the wonderful Kelly Sheridan, as well as our producer, Tom. We are here to talk about Nana.
Hi, everyone.
We are, again, so happy to be here with you to talk about one of our favorite anime. This is my favorite drama anime of all time, by the way. So, yeah, I'm a super fan.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, I love your work in it. So before we get into Nana itself, though, how about you tell us a little bit more about yourself outside of work? Let us get to know you.
Yeah, well, I'm basically a big nerd. I
Me
like
too.
board games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wear that moniker proudly.
As you should.
Yeah, I like board games. I like silly pet videos. I live in Vancouver, Canada, with my husband, and volunteer at a cat shelter. At least I did pre-COVID. I'm not able to at the moment, but brighter days are ahead. So, and I just generally enjoy travel, and I'm kind of boring. I work a lot, and I love doing it. So that takes up a lot of my time.
Yeah, and so you are working from home in these strange days. We talked about that a little bit before we started recording. So you are recording from home, talking to us from home. Is that right?
I am. It's funny. It's this weird kind of hybrid, which actually didn't change that much with the pandemic, where I record pretty much all of my auditions at home. So I have a little setup.
Right.
And then when I have a gig, for example, if I have, we just did the Inuyasha sequel recently. So I would go into a studio to actually record the episodes. Mm-hmm. So they have like a dedicated engineer. So I just get to go in and focus on performance. I don't have to, be editing my own things while I'm doing it. So it's kind of a combo of both.
That's awesome.
In the studio.
You voiced Sango in Inuyasha.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, that was, I love that show too. And I love your work in that one. So fangirling over here a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah. I love her. She's one of my favorite
Yes.
characters ever. She's so strong and fun and powerful.
I mean, you can't argue with a giant boomerang.
No, you really can't.
No.
You really can't. And a giant cat creature.
Shape-shifting fire cat thing. Yeah. It's, ugh. It was always...
She likes it. She goes on a big scale.
Yeah, she does. Doesn't do anything halfway. You are a pretty prolific voice actor. Is that something you always wanted to do? How did you get started in this career field?
It is something I always wanted to do. I started when I was 13, so that's a pretty good indication. I'm 10 years old now. I started in theater as a kid, and there was a local youth theater here in town, and the woman that ran the theater that I attended also had an agency, and all of her clients were kids.
Okay.
Because she ran this theater for so long, and she'd have directors and producers call her and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a kid for this episode of, whatever." And she got so tired of referring all these, basically being an agent for free, all these kids that she knew through the youth theater. She said, "I should start an agency and represent all these kids." And
Good
so
idea.
I was one of the kids that it was great, brilliant. She's a smart woman.
Very.
So she was my first agent and would send me out on auditions for all sorts of stuff, live action. I did a little bit of live action when I was that age.
Okay.
But I started auditioning for voiceover, and that was always the dream because, of course, as a kid, I watched tons of cartoons. I always loved picking out, that's the voice of that character on that show is also the voice of this kid. I could hear it.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so cool.
Oh, it's so
the
neat.
versatility that people had. So she'd send me on voiceover auditions, and eventually I nailed one, and have kind of never had a normal job since. I mean, I did a little bit here and there, but had to pay my dues like any actor. But
it's amazing that as
I joke that I can't do anything else. I'd be useless in the zombie apocalypse. This is the one thing I know how to do.
As a copywriter, awesome. I feel that on a personal level. As a writer in the zombie apocalypse, what am I going to do? Write about zombies? I don't know.
Yeah, you and me will be bait.
Yes, we will be. That will be our job.
That's our destiny.
So was the role you had in Madeline early in kind of in that
was
era?
One of the first,
okay.
For sure. My very first role was a guest star. So I did one episode on this cartoon called Captain Zed and the Dream Team or something, where this team of like superheroes go into kids' dreams and they help them solve a problem that they've had. So it's a different kid every episode.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. But definitely Madeline was one of the first series I ever did.
Right.
And was on a show with Christopher Plummer.
I know, that's awesome.
14 years old. I didn't know who he was. I mean, I'd seen Sound of Music, but
yeah,
my mom had to tell me at that age. So.
I was just curious because I remember watching that. So which
it's so cute.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. Who did you play in that?
I think her name was Danielle.
Okay.
She's one with the brown curly hair. She actually looked just like me at 13. When I was 13, I had a big head of brown curly hair.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun one. Super fun.
Right. Well, eventually you made your way over into anime, and of course, Nana, again, one of my favorite drama series of all time. But Nana was first made available in the US in 2007, and many fans are getting to enjoy it again for the first time in years. Do you have anything to say to them as they pick up this old favorite again and get reacquainted?
Yeah, I would just say it when I was rewatching bits of it, it was so funny to look at it from a perspective of someone who was 15 years older now. I think it's going to mean different things to people. So I'm super curious to hear from people about how their perspective has changed now that they're older, watching this thing that, they saw when their 15 years younger self saw at some point.
Yeah.
So there's going to be certain perspectives, I think, around like relationships and romance.
Oh, for sure.
These are two young women kind of at the beginning, that time in your life when you're moving away from home and you're pursuing your dreams. So I think a lot of people probably at that age related to that. And it was really different for me as a grown-up watching it. So yeah, I think it's going to be really nostalgic and fun for people.
I was a teenager when it first came out, and I remember I almost looked up to the characters. Nana Osaki, she has that Vivienne Westwood like hinged ring of hers that looks so cool.
She's so cool.
I went out and I bought myself like a copy of that ring, really cheap little copy off eBay because I could not afford real Vivienne Westwood. No. But like I remember looking up to those characters. So that's a really good message you're sending to them to think of it from, I'm going to have to rewatch it with like that in mind for sure.
Yeah. Remember your teenage self.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're so grown up.
I don't know that I want to remember my teenage self, though. Let's be honest. It was an awkward time period for everyone involved. So, yeah.
No one escapes that without a few scars.
Bad haircut, braces, it's a rite of passage. Yeah. What about new fans, though? Like, there are people who are going to be watching Nana for the first time because it's been out of print. Like, the box sets the DVDs have been so expensive for so long because they're out of print. The manga has been kind of hard to find. Right. So what would you say to new fans who are just getting to the series for the first time?
I would say buckle up. Grab a bucket of popcorn and get ready for an emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
Welcome to Apartment 707.
The Demon Lord is here.
Yes. I'm so excited for people to get to watch it who've never seen it. Can you imagine?
I know.
I'm actually kind of jealous.
Me too.
To get to watch it for the first time. I love recommending things to people and being like, oh, you haven't seen any of it yet.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That would be me. I started watching it and I'm I'm only a few episodes in and I'm like, holy crap, it's so good already. And like just the first few episodes.
Tom, have you been keeping notes as you watch? Because you have to fill me in on all your reactions and we can like scream and giggle over it together. It'll be fun. Okay,
when I watch it tonight, I'll record a reaction video for you.
Oh, good, thank you.
You should keep track of who you think they're going to end up in relationships with.
Oh, yes.
That's fun.
Oh,
that's
yes.
Fun.
Definitely.
I should do that too.
Yeah.
For sure. I tried to explain the relationships to my significant other that are in this show. And I was like, well, this person's dating this person, but they like this person. And this person also likes them, but is never going to say it. And just, it's like, do you have like a chart for me? I feel like that would be helpful.
Diagram.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. You're going to need one of those.
Yeah.
That's why we love it.
I know. One of the things I love about it is there's so much to the show. Like you can look at it from the perspective of people trying to get in the music industry or just as a romantic show where people have all these connections with each other. What are some of the main themes of Nana, in your opinion, that really stick with you?
I would say, I mean, a big theme, of course, like I said, is finding yourself
right.
in that age and trying to figure out what it is you want. I think that there's an awesome lesson in yin and yang, these two people that really shouldn't work together, just complement each other so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And really bring out the best in each other and support each other, even though they're so different,
right,
and are pursuing completely different paths in their lives.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think those are the big ones.
Yeah, I totally see it. So another thing that I find really attractive about the series is the role of music in it. You know, we got Blast, we got Trap Nest, we have Nana go into these bands and sing, oh my God, I didn't know my friends could sing like this. Do you happen to have a favorite song or band from Nana? And what kind of music do you like in real life?
Well, in terms of the show, I would have to say, it's just a classic, the opening.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
Rose, yeah, mm-hmm, for sure.
Rose. And did Rebecca sing Rose? Did Rebecca Shoykett, who plays?
I want to say, I want to say they kept it in Japan. I want to say they kept it in Japanese.
Oh, did they?
They may have.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and listen.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and listen to it because I rewatched it and I hate to admit this. I was speeding through the series so fast, I kept skipping the opening. I love the opening, but I kept skipping it to get to the,
you don't necessarily need to listen to it 45 times.
Yeah.
If you're watching the show.
I will say I have listened to that song like hundreds of times, though. I fear looking in my Spotify history or my player history and seeing how many hours I have spent on that one particular song.
It is great. If you look at the lyrics are quite soft and sad and sort of romantic, but the musicality is the complete opposite.
Yes,
so it's really fun. It's like a fun, just like the show, it's a fun lesson in contrast.
Yes, I completely agree.
But Rebecca, who plays Nana O, is an incredible musician and singer.
Right.
And I always just thought it was interesting that she was playing this character. She's perfectly suited.
Her voice in that role is so perfect. You're right.
Yeah, I've seen her play live, and she's just a powerhouse. She's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So us Nanas, we're friends in real life too, which is cool.
That is cool. How the two of you? I noticed you actually had a couple of different. I was looking at your histories, and I noticed you had a couple of different projects in common. Actually,
yeah, we've been in a bunch of stuff together, and actually, I'm struggling to remember, but I don't think we had met the entire time we were recording Nana, because we recorded separately.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if I had met her until after, which is so funny thinking of starring opposite each other in this huge series. And then
voice acting's odd like that. Yeah.
I've heard your voice. I've had conversations with you, but I've never met you. And now we're buds. She's just fantastic. So yeah, we've been on a bunch of stuff together.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that gives me warm fuzzies. The Nanas know each other. Yay.
Yeah, and she's actually a rock star. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Typecasting.
Yeah, indeed. But they did a great job of it, I have to say. I'm a big fan of the casting for pretty much every role in the dub, actually. So, yeah. So music in real life for you, would you say that you share sensibilities with the Nana anime, or you listen to some completely other genre most of the time?
Yeah, I'm definitely a big pop music fan, particularly female diva pop stars.
Oh,
I really love my Beyonce. I really love my Taylor. I really love my Lizzo. I really all those gals.
Beyonce and Lizzo are from Houston, where we are.
Oh, well, that must be why I love them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or you think Lizzo wasn't born here, but she grew up here. But Beyonce was definitely born here. So, yeah.
Right. She has roots in Houston.
Yes, she does. She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. I really love, I love music festivals. And so I love electronic dance music in certain contexts.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have pretty diverse music tastes. I love old jazz standards.
Oh, wow.
I love your odd hip hop. Yeah, I dig it all. But I don't listen to a lot of punk or hard rock like you'd find in.
I see.
So yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I feel like you're playing Nana K, not Nana O. So maybe that makes sense, actually.
I guess so.
Yeah, kind of in common with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I wondered, you mentioned live music festivals. Are you itching to get back see shows again.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to dance with all my friends in a big field. I'm really excited.
Oh, yeah.
The prospect of that.
Oh, spinning out and I haven't done that in a very long time. Thank you, COVID.
Yeah. There are substitutions for a lot of things right now, but there are no substitutions for dancing in a big group with a bunch of people. It's just the best. It's the best. So I do miss that. I have some dance parties by myself in the living room.
Yeah.
Which
you
are
have
something.
to.
Yeah.
You have to, right? It's required work for your mental health.
I have like 3 a day.
3 a day.
Just by myself.
Wow, Tom. I didn't know you were such a dancer. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, it's
weird.
Well, that's why I do it by myself. It's not that impressive.
Well, we're zoo animals trapped in our houses. We need enrichment. So yeah, if dance parties help you, then you do you, Tom. You spin around in circles.
I'm one step away from hiding fish around my apartment like that lonely zoo polar bear. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, let's hope we don't get to that point and you can go to your music festivals soon.
Yes, I'm optimistic.
Right. So you've done some voice work for some incredibly well-known characters and brands, like My Little Pony for one, but also Barbie. You voiced Barbie.
Yeah.
That's so cool. How do you approach doing such an iconic role?
Well, I mean, I auditioned for Barbie about 20 years ago. And at the time, I thought I could just tell by the script they weren't looking for Barbie. They weren't looking for that. They were looking. She just read like a normal person.
Right.
The script, and I thought I'm just going to go in there and beat it. I think the scene was her teaching Kelly, her little sister, how to dance.
Right. And
Kelly's getting frustrated because she's not perfect, and there's, of course it's Barbie, so there's a lesson and etc.
Of course.
So I just thought, how would I talk to, like, if I had a 6-year-old sister who was struggling with something, how would I talk to her? And so I went in not thinking, how do I play Barbie? Because how do you do that? That's impossible. Like how do you play an icon?
Right.
I just thought of the situation. Who am I talking to? Like I'd approach any role, and what's happening in the scene, and how do I talk to her? And I guess it worked. I played her in, something like 25 subsequent movies. But that was always what I came back to. And the thing that the producers kept repeating to me through that first session, the very first movie we did, was, remember, she's kind, clever, and brave. Kind, clever, and brave.
Right.
It's like whenever I kind of was like, how would she respond in this situation? I'd kind of go back to that. But she really changed over the years. That first movie, she wasn't ever allowed to like get too angry.
Right.
Or she wasn't allowed to really make mistakes. I remember them rewriting a couple things in the script where she like tripped on a carpet and almost spilled something she was carrying. There's like, oh no, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't trip.
No,
perfect.
Barbie never.
And that really changed over the years. It was like, no, she needs to be relatable. So of course she can make mistakes. Of course she can lose her temper. Of course she can, it's how you respond after to those situations.
Right. I think, it's more powerful I think it's more powerful to show her mistakes and then see her recover from them than her just to make none at all. It's much more relatable, like you said.
Yeah, and now you see what they're doing. I'm not sure if you guys follow Barbie, but I haven't played her for several years now, but they've kind of rebranded again, and it's really wonderful what they're doing. They have, really embracing diversity in terms of what the dolls look like. Barbie has a little YouTube channel where she talks about topics and current events, and they've covered racism and bullying and body image and all the stuff that's really great because she's a real person.
She is, yeah.
And it's a great way to reach them, I think. So.
A few of her clips from her YouTube channel vlog style videos have gone kind of viral in the last few years, just for how progressive they are and how relatable she is, and those very real topics that you just mentioned. A lot of people my age, they think of the Barbie they had when they were a child, it was mostly just about fashion, and they're kind of struck by the evolution she's had. So you played a part in that, in the role of, and evolving her.
I'm grateful to be part of that legacy. It's pretty cool.
That's a very, very cool legacy. Just fangirling a little bit, but that's very cool, just so you know. So back to Nana, the manga for this series, the manga for this series is famously unfinished, and the anime ends with the two Nanas still waiting to be reunited. They've kind of separated. What do you think lies in their future? And I don't know if you've read the manga, like the entirety of the manga necessarily. Because there's a little. I
have not. So is the manga also unfinished? Like,
yes.
Does it end kind of at the same part that the series does?
There's a little more in
Hachi's in the apartment and.
Yeah, so there's a little more to the manga. But Aizawa is the mangaka who created it, and she grew ill, I think, in 2009, and she put the manga on hiatus and has not come back to it since.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's some George R. R. Martin stuff.
Yeah. It's due to illness. And every now and again she'll surface and do like an illustration for some promotion. Or one time she did like the character Junko, who was Nanakei's best friend. In the manga, there's something called Junko's Corner, where Junko like talks about what happened in the manga volume, basically. And she produced one of those in 2013, and then, silence after that. So everyone's kind of waiting, hoping she'll come back to it. And the producers at Madhouse have said that if the manga continues, they'll probably make another season of the anime to cover it. So hopefully one day we'll get closure.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I know.
So exciting.
I would literally just like collapse on the floor, cry for 7 hours, and then just be so excited. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think lies ahead for them while we don't have the manga to finish or the anime to finish?
Gosh, I don't know. I actually just watched the last episode in preparation for this because, like I said, I haven't seen it in 14 years, so I had to go back and look. I was like, how does it end? I would love to see the two of them. I mean, that's the true love story, right?
It is.
In the show, is
absolutely
these two women and their friendship for each other. So I would love to see them reunited and continue their friendship and find happiness and success.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if either of them are super happy at the end of the series.
You
know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah, I know. Totally.
We don't really get to see much of Nana that last episode. Or any at all, really. It's all Hachi, but I don't think she's super happy either. I want her to end up with Nobu. Personally.
I do too. I think
he was the best fit. He's just such a doll.
And she made the choice she made because, for the good of her child. Like, I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. But also, please, he's so cute and nice and sweet.
I know. Ugh. And I would also like to see Hachi find some autonomy. I mean, she's driven through the whole series to find love and to find a fulfilling relationship. And that's not a bad goal. But I also think, wouldn't it be wonderful to see her with some agency and find something in addition to that? Find a career or a greater purpose that beyond just, being someone's girlfriend or wife, I think would be pretty exciting.
A recurring theme
that's what I hope for.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, a recurring theme in Aizawa's manga is juxtaposing the traditional with the rebellious. So Hachi becoming this sort of traditional mother and wife is very much in line with, Nana's over here being a punk rocker and she's over here being a wife and mother. So it makes sense that I just plays with that a lot. But I wish the same for her. She doesn't seem happy in those last moments. So one day.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed they all get together for the fireworks festival.
Yes, please. Oh, I so hope that comes true. But so do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about that we can get excited for on your behalf, or are you bound under lock and key and you cannot talk about them yet?
There are definitely a lot of things where that is the case.
Right.
But I can be currently found on Netflix with all seasons of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Yay! Those are all up there now, I believe. And I make quite a few appearances in Ninjago, which has always been a really fun favorite of mine. I play this reporter, Gail Gossip, who kind of pops in and out of things. That's always great. What else is going on? I'm not sure if you have any listeners that that have Cartoon Network Asia, but I'm on a series called Monster Beach.
Oh.
It's currently airing on Cartoon Network Asia, which is fantastic. It's about a bunch of misfit monsters who are kind of California surfer dudes who live on this island and go on adventures with these two kids.
That's very cool.
I play Widget, who's kind of a Franken monster.
Oh, cute.
It was a takeoff on, like a 60s beach babe Gidget, but she has body parts that are always falling off because she's kind of stitched together. It's great. It's really great. It's fantastic.
Sounds memorable for sure.
Yeah, so those are all some fun things.
In My Little Pony, you're Twilight Sparkle's singing voice, and then Sunset Shimmer, is that correct?
That's Rebecca.
Oh,
so
that's Rebecca. My bad.
Yeah.
Looked at both.
No, there's, that's another show that we're in together that we're kind of closely closely affiliated.
So who do you play in My Little Pony?
So I play Starlight Glimmer.
Starlight Glimmer.
She's Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, so there's a Sunset Shimmer, a Twilight Sparkle, and a Starlight Glimmer. Hence the confusion.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a theme.
Right.
I'm start out as Twilight's nemesis. I start out as a bad guy. And
right.
I'm converted and I become her student, basically. So.
I've seen the first, I don't know how many seasons I got up to, but I saw quite a few seasons of that show and then lost, I was in college and I lost track of it. So I need to go back and watch it.
So there are 9.
So
there are a lot of them.
There's
a lot
9?
Of shorts. There are 9 seasons. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got some watching to do, it sounds like.
Yeah, a lot of episodes to get through. Yeah, but they're great.
For sure. That's, yay, I didn't realize it was on Netflix either. Time to go look at that.
Well, it is. I mean, again, I'm in Canada, but I think it's probably on Netflix in the States.
Let's hope, because I'd like to get reacquainted with it for sure.
Yeah, that's another one that's, kind of one of those legacy projects. I'm so proud to have been a part of this thing that just got catapulted into the zeitgeist. It's this huge show, and I've been able to travel all over the place meeting fans of the show, and the fandom is really just pretty darn special. So
I'll just never get over Weird Al appearing in.
I know.
I'm such a big Weird Al fan. When he showed up, I was like, okay, cool. This is the best. Yeah. This is the best episode.
Weird Al, Will Shatner, John Delancey. Just some incredible guest stars.
I keep throwing up my hands and throwing back my head. Listeners at home won't see it, but I'm just basically having conniption over here. Just, the star power.
Yeah.
Well,
as ponies.
Yeah, as ponies of all things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what haven't we asked you yet about Nana that you were dying to tell us? Anything come to mind?
Oh, you know what? What I was going to say is I had some trivia that Rebecca and I had never met each other before, but I blew it early. I got talking about Rebecca and how much in love with her I am, and
well,
you tell me. I mean, I've been asked a lot of things about Nana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the main. You know what? I'll go the opposite way. The thing that I'm asked the most about her is who she should have ended up with.
And we talked about that too.
I'm happy with her love life choices.
Right.
And I always say Nobu because I think he was the best.
He's just such a sweetie pie.
Yeah, he's the one that loved her best for her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He didn't try to control her and manipulate her, and they're just well matched.
Yeah.
Kind of, and there's love there. So
yeah, completely.
She's still young. Maybe she'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can only hope, Now that we're doing our second watch as older people, we can look back and yell advice at her through the screen.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess we're close to wrapping this up. So tell people where they can find you online so they can keep track of all these amazing projects you're a part of.
Well, the main way I love to connect with fans is I am on Cameo. So if you've ever wanted to book me for a personalized video message for someone's birthday, or I do a lot of graduation things or anniversaries or just general shout outs, whatever it may be, you can find me on Cameo. And then in addition to that, I'm on all the social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You can just search Kelly Sheridan and I'll pop up. I've got a little icon there with me and a mic. You'll know it's me, little cartoon me with a microphone. And that's where I share all my weird and wacky stuff. Sometimes it's me in the studio. Sometimes it's pictures of animals from the animal shelter I work at. Sometimes it's just weird memes and all sorts of stuff. So
you said it's a cat shelter?
It's a cat shelter. Yeah. I volunteer for VOCRA, which stands for Vancouver Orphan Kitten Rescue Association. And there's a shelter that volunteers work at, and we care for the cats until they're out at foster or adopted. Or sometimes we do trap and release as well with ferals. So the feral kitties are my favorite. It's really fun to bottle feed little kittens and take care of kittens because they're just adorable.
Yeah.
But winning over a feral cat is pretty darn special. I feel like a superhero when that happens. So
I'm allergic to cats, so I have to and I love cats is the problem. Yeah, but I have to live vicariously through you because I wish I could do that. That sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, maybe you'd be good at trap and release because they're outside.
Yes.
So you just do the trap part and
there we go.
You don't have to be indoors with them. Yeah.
I'll just hold them at the end of my arm in the cage. Like, okay, someone get this, someone take this.
Which is a good idea with feral cats anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true. Look at you. Yeah, you figured it out. You cracked the code for me. Thank you.
Yeah, you've got the prerequisite skill set for
keeping cats at a safe distance.
Dealing with feral cats.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm such a big Nana fan, and it was such an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much. I can't wait for people to experience this for the second, third, fourth, 100th time, and for the first time. So, like I said, welcome to Apartment 707. You're going to love it.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. All right. Everybody. That was Kelly Sheridan. Thank you so much for joining us. And go have a fun time watching Nana.
Thanks for listening to the Sentai Podcast. This episode was brought to you by High Dive. Thousands of hours of anime for $4.99 a month, and your first 30 days are free. A very special thanks to our guest, Kelly Sheridan, our host, Sam Butler, our producer, Tom Helberg, and our editor, Connor Clifton. Thanks for listening.